trying to get to the root of the problem, and I think we need to go deeper and get to the soil of the problem, because what we're growing our plants in, what we're growing our solutions in, has an environment that grows in. If you put seeds in the desert, it's not going to grow.
Soil is a powerful natural system. It actively pulls carbon from the atmosphere, absorbs more water, mitigating drought and wildfires, and supports biodiversity for a sustainable food supply. As a musician, Derek amplifies this message, writing an original song that became the official music video for the acclaimed film Common Ground.
With everything going on in the world, it seems like the only solution is to truly just alchemize that energy and turn it into something positive with a space that's held, a safe space that's held. That's what we're doing tonight.
In Santa Monica, that's where this soil consciousness workshop will be happening, of course, featuring the Soil Maker, which is the invention from Derek Richard Thomas that turns food scraps into healthy soil. But we're really getting deep this morning. It's about so much, it's deeper than that. So if you can explain soil consciousness for us.
Real quick, can you take both your hands and go like this? And on the count of 3, we're going to clap at the same time. Ready? 1, 2, 3. And almost. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I want to bring you present to this moment. It's taken the culmination of all of our lives, every thought, action, and decision to bring us right here. And it's all we have. So what we do with the present moment is important. And it's the only place where we can make a change. So I carry a message about soil consciousness. Soil consciousness is the idea that the fundamental principles of soil and the fundamental principles of life are the same thing, and that you can apply the fundamental principles of soil to any life structure. And why this is so important is that soil supports the entire environment. We are nature, and we are products of soil, and we are out of alignment with nature. So we need to get back into alignment with nature, because our out of alignment, the symptom of that is climate change. So part of soil consciousness, yet it's a bridge between consciousness and regenerative agriculture, and it's the idea that you have a tree, right? And the fruit of that tree is the results. And if you dive deep into the roots, you get to the root of the problem. The problem with that is that you have soil supporting that tree. So we really need to get to the soil of the problem, because if you have a tree growing in a desert, it's not going to be the fullest expression of the tree, and you're probably only going to plant seeds that will survive in a desert. Instead of making soil, which is really easy, and then you can plant whatever you want. So, this is the Soil Maker. It's an art graphic that displays that it turns dirt into soil. The bottom half is underground. You put your food scraps in it, and it turns those food scraps into soil that feeds the trees, sequesters carbon, and reverses climate change. So just imagine you're walking in a city park, you're eating something, and instead of throwing it into the bin, which goes to the landfill, which pollutes the earth, this would go make soil right beneath your feet, feed the tree right there, and sequester carbon and be part of the solution 3 times a day. The Soil Maker is a container, really, and it hosts diverse relationships that create a space for change. So Nexus is a soil maker because it hosts diverse relationships. Everybody's coming and bringing their own perspectives, their own journeys. We're coming here, we're trying to focus on how we solve the problems. And if the problem, we're looking at the fruit, and we're trying to cut off the branch, well, what about all the other trees? When you affect the soil, you affect the entire forest. You really get to the soil of the problem. So with food scraps, it's really cool that the food scraps can actually be the solution as well as the pollution based on where you put it. So when you put it into the landfill, it doesn't have any air, and it turns into methane and pollutes the environment and causes global warming or climate change. When food scraps are processed in soil makers, it becomes the solution, as I've explained before. Now here's the cool part. You can apply it to life. So you take your emotions, and when you don't process them, they end up in the landfills of your body, creating dis-ease. And many chronic diseases that come from unprocessed emotions. But when emotions are processed in a soil maker, perhaps, you get health. So to regenerate the earth from the inside out, we compost waste into soil. And waste is under parentheses because obviously that waste is not waste, it's just how we're looking at it. You know, there's a saying that if you change the way you see something, the thing itself changes. So if we create a safe, permeable container for positive transformation, that safety allows those densities to dissolve. And when they dissolve, they actually turn into powerful lessons. How many times have you been angry with somebody and found out later that they were teaching you something about yourself? Right? So in order to make this change happens from the inside out. Because the world is a reflection of our inner world. The things that are happening, like the things we don't want to deal with ending up in landfills, are the same things that are happening inside of us. So if we want to make that change, we have to go from the inside out. We run, at the Soil Makers, we have a body of work called Soil Consciousness, as I've said before. We run retreats and workshops for communities, corporations, and conferences. We create safe, permeable containers for connection. So basically, if you had a river underground and you couldn't see it, and there were a bunch of dams blocking it, we know where the dams are, and we know how to dissolve them by creating a safe space. Another thing I'd like to quickly show you is this tool called the Come From. And the Come From is great, and I hope you walk away knowing what this is. So what I'm doing, follow the line of energy down to why I'm doing it. It's either going to be one or two energies, and most likely it's both. Love happens from the inside out. It is expansion. The universe is expanding, flowers bloom. The other energy is contraction, fear, outside in. So if I'm doing something and my why is to change somebody's reaction or make sure that you're approving of me or validating me or not rejecting me, that's all from fear. So I invite you to think about something that you're doing and see what that percentage might be. It might be 50% love, 50% fear. It's okay. It's normal that it's both. Try to shift 10% from fear into love. And think of it like, what's the come from here? Why is this actually happening? Why is this person doing what they're doing? And also, just put it on yourself. Why am I doing what I'm doing? You know, there's no coincidence that the word wound and wound are the same word. Because a lot of times we're wound up about something that's really just something we gotta cry about. So we make Soil Maker Sundays. It's a beautiful activity. We're having it this Sunday in Central Park. I invite you to join us. We get around the Soil Maker and we say, I'm letting go of this and I'm creating that. And we put a food scrap in it, and that is your basic ritual with the land. So it connects you to the land, to yourself, and to each other. And so a good example of a soil consciousness workshop is this video we're going to play here, where at Nexus I led a songwriting workshop, and we wrote this song called Change. And so I want you to see what it's like when we create a safe container where people can show their vulnerabilities and then connect. So go ahead.
Change ourselves.
I'm gonna go ahead and sing the song for you. It's the Nexus song. It's written by you guys in Australia. And I hope you put a soil maker in your heart. Don't wanna get it wrong, I knew it all along. Why do I doubt myself? I know a part of me, also a part of you, and everyone else. But it keeps on showing up, this so-called not enough. Trust on the shelf. If we wanna change something, then we gotta change one thing. 'Cause if we wanna change anything, we got to change ourselves. Ground yourself, find connection. Back to basics, true nature. Unlearn, get curious, go back to your roots. Open your heart, remember your truth. It's our time for our voices. It's everything that we thought it could be in our minds. It's our time. Sing it with me. If you wanna change something, then you gotta change one thing. Change one thing. So if you wanna change anything, if you wanna change anything, we've got to change ourselves. Change ourselves. Let's try it. If you wanna change something, then we gotta change one thing. 'Cause if you wanna change anything, then we gotta change ourselves. Come on, Nexus. If we wanna change something, come on, come on, come on. Change one thing. Nexus, come on. If we wanna change anything, then we gotta change ourselves. If we wanna change something, we gotta change one thing. If we wanna change anything, then we gotta change ourselves.